वेलकम टू दिस चैनल। मैं सिर्फ डॉक्टर टी एन देवनाथ। अगर आप जीएनएम कर रहे हैं या फिर बीएससी नर्सिंग कर रहे हैं या फिर एएनएम कर रहे हैं तो ये वीडियो आपके लिए बहुत फ़ायदेमंद होंगे, क्योंकि मेरा ये यूट्यूब चैनल में आपको जीएनएम या बीएससी नर्सिंग कोर्सेज रिलेटेड वीडियोस अपलोड हमेशा होते रहेंगे। तो डेफिनेटली ये चैनल आपके लिए फ्री है। फ्री में आपको इस चैनल में आपको वीडियोस मिलते रहेंगे। तो डेफिनेटली अगर आप जीएनएम या बीएससी नर्सिंग कर रहे हैं तो इस चैनल को आप सब्सक्राइब कर सकते हैं, और वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो शेयर जरूर कर सकते हैं। सबसे पहले हम बात करेंगे जो बेसिक सब्जेक्ट है, दैट इज़ पैथोलॉजी। चाहे वो आप बीएससी नर्सिंग कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो आप कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, जीएनएम हो या एएनएम, आपको पैथोलॉजी पढ़ना ही है। चाहे वो आप डेंटल भी क्यों ना कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो आप डीएमएलटी क्यों ना कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो आप डी फार्मा या बी फार्मा कुछ भी करें, आपको पैथोलॉजी पढ़ना ही है। एंड पैथोलॉजी में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट जो स्ट्रक्चर है दैट इज सेल, एंड pathology means abnormality, so there will be cell death. Now cell death can be physiological, that is apoptosis. Apoptosis is a cell death which happens physiologically. Okay, physiologically होना ही चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर cell death नहीं होगा there will be unlimited growth. That unlimited growth will cause definitely cancer, and nobody wants this. So definitely cell death is very necessary, and it can be apoptosis, physiological process, and some other inflammatory process also. That is the cell death. Type of cell death is the necrosis, apoptosis, pyroptosis, necroptosis, ferroptosis, and autophagy. So these are the process through which cell death happens. Okay, apoptosis is a physiological process, and in apoptosis the size of the cell become small and small, and there will be no inflammation. That is the basic difference between necrosis and apoptosis. Apoptosis, cell size gradually becomes small and there will be no cell membrane damage, and gradually it will happen. Okay, so this is the apoptosis, and there will be no cell membrane damage. But in necrosis there will be cell swelling up, there will be damage of the cell, and there will be some inflammatory markers. That is inflammatory process. So in necrosis there will be inflammation, in apoptosis there will be no inflammation. Now if you combine necrosis and apoptosis, it will form necroptosis. Okay, necroptosis means apoptosis plus necroptosis. We'll talk in details of this process because it is important. Okay, and the most important is the necrosis. So we'll talk about necrosis. In necrosis, what you will be asked, you will be asked for the definition. What is the definition of necrosis? Definition of the necrosis plus what are the types of necrosis. So it will be asked in your exam. It can be a long question, it can be a short question. Preferably long questions will be asked on this necrosis. Okay, now necrosis means cell damage. That is, necrosis means cell damage. There will be denaturation of the protein, and there will be digestion of the cells by the enzymes. So there will be plasma membrane damage, and there will be leakage of the cell content, and that cell content will cause inflammatory reaction. So necrosis is a inflammatory reaction. What are the types? This is very important. Types of necrosis. Types of necrosis is very important. Types of necrosis, there are coagulative type, liquefactive type, caseous, fat, fibrinoid, and gangrenous type. Okay, and most common is the coagulative type. Most common is the coagulative type. There will be denaturation of the protein, and most of the solid organs in the body, if you see, can be the heart, it can be the kidney or spleen, they all cause coagulative necrosis. And especially remember, except brain coagulative necrosis नहीं होता है दोस्त. In case of brain there will be liquefactive necrosis. In brain there will be liquefactive necrosis. You need to remember, that will be asked in your viva. If you see the coagulative necrosis, the most important point, because as we know, in necrosis there will be cell damage, there will be cell membrane damage, so definitely the cell outline will be damaged. But in case of coagulative necrosis, cell outline is maintained. This is the basic important point you need to remember. One important point, liquefactive necrosis occur in the brain, but other rest solid organ there will be coagulative necrosis. In all the necrosis there will be damage of the cell membrane, but in case of coagulative necrosis the cell outline is maintained. There will be glassy appearance because of the loss of the glycogen, and there will be digestion of the organelles by the lysosomal enzyme. Now if you see, this is the solid organ, and if you see the shape of this infarct, that means actually coagulative necrosis occur because of the ischemia. because of the ischemia मतलब lack of blood supply, or because of the infarct, means there will be less blood supply. Okay, less blood supply, so there will be wedge shaped solid organ coagulative necrosis. Now if you see the color of this slide in the microscope, under the microscope, if you see there will be eosinophilia, there will be acidic environment inside the cell because of the cell damages, and there will be eosinophilic appearance of the cell. So this is classical of the coagulative necrosis. So in next video I'll talk about other types of necrosis. Okay, what are the other types of necrosis, we'll talk in details in this video, that much. If you like the video, share the video or subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.